And here with Mike and
Howdy.
in
Howdy, partners.
phase 3 of
It is
the
phase 3? We did only
comparison
2? Seems like we did
100.
Right.
And phase 3
Phase 3
was
comparisons. The phase 3 was we just watched the original Point Break because we are going to compare it to the unoriginal one, the remake of it.
the unoriginal one. That's a good one. That's a good one.
So we're going to see where that goes. And, Point Break is a movie that, everyone's pretty much seen. I've seen it, but with my memory, I didn't remember a big crucial moment in that, which we're not going to talk about right now. But it's almost like I'm watching it for the first time again. It was weird, but I loved it. I like the original Point
You
Break.
say there were a lot of movies that
The original ones?
You say you watched them a lot and you didn't remember them. I don't know why.
And that's what's funny about it. It's like if I was Memento. If I watched a movie, it would all be brand new to me. Or 50 First Dates. Every day you wake up and you have no memory and you watch a movie,
Stuff.
But you couldn't watch a series like Breaking Bad because you wouldn't make it that long.
Yeah, but you remember stuff when you watched Breaking Bad, right? You said you've gone through it 3 times.
I watched all 6 seasons 3 times. And it's my selective memory. It's something with my memory. It's almost like Kelly Bundy.
So
when she
Point
takes in
Break,
too much information, some
it
spills
spills
out.
out?
It really does.
So you really didn't remember a thing about Point Break?
No, I remembered most things except that the crucial thing at the end, which I didn't realize with Gary Busey, whatever, and other things. It's weird. It's weird. That's why you have to do what we did just today. You have to watch it and then
have a refresher.
talk about it right away. Because tomorrow,
an immediate refresher.
I won't remember.
An immediate refresher is definitely what doctor ordered for you, man.
I might be suffering from like a short-term memory thing or something like that.
Okay, so
Okay, forget about my illnesses.
before we get into dementia,
Before we get into dementia,
what does the movie start off with?
a surfing scene.
No, but he's an FBI agent, right?
Right. Well, he's
Keanu
practicing.
Reeves, Johnny Utah,
Yeah,
Johnny Utah.
college football star.
college football star. And I'll go into this later on.
Your theory about why?
I'll go into this later on, but go ahead, continue.
No, go into that now.
No. Continue.
Well, it starts off with him training, top of his class. Clean cut, good-looking guy. Has everything that an FBI agent needs, and he gets assigned to the bank robbing task force unit, where he meets the typical captain who screams at him from the first
John
freaking
C.
day.
McGinley. He's always a good. John C. McGinley is always a good screaming asshole in movies.
Yes, he is. He makes a good police captain, and as soon
There's a few times as soon as he busted through the door, he's screaming at Utah.
As soon as Utah shows up in his first day, he calls him a blue flaming.
He hates Utah from day one.
Oh, forget it. I know your type, Utah. Young, dumb, and full of cum. And he just
he hates him from
gives
day
him the
one.
business. Yeah. He knows his type.
And he don't stop either, because he keeps going and going and going. But Utah's kind of an idiot, man.
But
how many times? All right, we watched this movie, right? How many idiot moves does Utah make? Quite a few, right?
A bunch. But he's a rookie, and he's hardcore. He's determined. If you remember, when he first walks in, and I noticed with a lot of movies also. Why are the captains not like people that graduated at the top of their class? For some reason, I guess they want dummies.
No,
like
but
every
why
time
are
somebody comes in that's
why
really
are the
trained for it,
captains
I know
al-
your type, top of the class.
Why are the captains always screaming assholes, too? Every one of these freaking movies. They're like, you don't play by the rules, blah, blah, blah.
And normally that's after you shoot in public a few pedestrians, you fuck up some squad
Yeah, he
cars,
didn't do
and
shit.
he didn't do nothing in this
No,
one.
he didn't.
He just got assigned to their unit from top of his
It's
class.
like right off the bat, he's getting treated like Dirty Harry.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck?
He got treated like a piece of shit. But he went along with it. He's very cordial about the whole situation.
And, alright, so he meets up with Buse Diggity,
yes.
Gary Busey.
Yeah, G. Busey.
Gary Busey. Awesome in this movie.
Yes, he's not awesome
Tell
in
me
real
not.
life.
Tell me not.
Right,
Nah,
but
he's not awesome.
he's a maniac, but he needs to be scripted.
He's
But,
basically
he's good in this movie,
He's
yes.
basically a zombie these days.
Well, sure. I mean, even back in the day.
No, not at this point. He's still coherent.
Oh, you mean as far? Yeah, you're right. Right now, you couldn't make a movie because he
Still
wouldn't be
had-
able to remember the lines,
He
and
still has facilities about.
he would add love to facilities.
Oh. Alright. And Gary Busey has the notion that they're surfers. That the bank robbers. Alright, first off, we didn't get into the bank robbers.
Yeah,
bank
he went to the
robbers.
bank robbers unit, and then he wanted to know.
Dressed as ex-presidents. I know everyone's seen this movie before, but.
Yes, ex-presidents. Ronald Reagan being the leader of them. All ex-presidents, bank robbers.
So, I don't know. Alright.
Great scenes. They would only stick to 90
He's-
seconds. They would do a quick job
Yeah.
and get the hell out.
Yeah. They never came at the vault. Their whole thing was that they never went for the vault.
Right, no one for the vault. And then Keanu Reeves asked him his theory, and he said he thinks that they're surfers. The ex-presidents, bank robbers, are surfers, which is very far-fetched, but okay. So, basically, he sees the one guy who always moons the fucking camera. He realized that.
Oh yeah,
he
he's
had
wearing a
tan-
surfing one, the tan lines from surf.
tan lines from surfing. So then all of
They found the shit they put on the surfboards.
What I don't understand in this movie is that all of his reasons for them to believe that he's a surfer makes sense, but everybody in the department makes fun of the whole theory. that
Yeah,
they're
every
surfers.
single person in the department.
He's like, did you hear his
Every
theory?"
single person in the department is laughing at them. For
Meanwhile,
this
he
theory.
has a boatload of evidence that can prove
Exactly,
that they're surfers.
exactly.
Sex wax that they use on their boards. I mean, all kinds of
It's
tan
like, what the-
lines.
And these other two younger douchebags, you done? From the minute they walk in, they're just as bad as John C. McGinley.
Right. Actually, they're all a bunch of John C. McGinley idiots.
Well, other than Busey. Well, Busey does diss him before Busey could even see him. Because
another one. Yeah.
the brick dive into the fucking pool.
Yeah, he had to
Because
fetch bricks
apparently,
as
I don't know,
FBI agent.
is if any FBI agents are out there, is diving into a pool and picking bricks out of it blindfolded. Is that part of the training?
And if so, how is that training going to pertain to
I'd like
FBI
to
agents?
know.
Are you gonna have,
That's a good
I guess
question.
if you lose your eyes and you have to complete the mission, you have to find things underwater.
Do you have
and
to
all
pull
that.
bricks out of the water
Yeah, when do
blindfolded?
FBI agents dive underwater for things? I don't understand that whole thing. But yeah, that's part of their training. I guess it's a mental thing. And then he was blindfolded, didn't realize that his new partner was there, the new hotshot rookie.
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah.
Utah from Ohio State.
But they cleaned that up pretty nicely, though. You know, right away he was like, okay, I'm, what was the guy's name, Gary Busey in the movie? Pappas, right.
Poor Pappas. Pappas is my boy. Love me some Pappas. He died just like Quado.
Yeah,
I had the same feeling when Pappas. Alright, sorry, spoilers. Whoops. I won't get into that. So.
that part I didn't remember. He spoiled it for me as we were watching it, and I've seen it a few times. So go figure. How do you spoil something for someone who's seen the fucking movie a few times? It's just ridiculous. You know, I think that.
All right. So wait,
I'm
he
doomed.
he gets assaulted by the guy from Cyborg, from the Van Damme movie Cyborg, the bad guy from that movie, and the lead singer of Red Hot Chili Peppers. Yeah.
We did a good job. Nice
Anthony
haircut.
Kiedis.
Yeah.
You want him in your
With the braided, like,
Yeah, he had like a triple mohawk with braids,
with the sides shaved. Yeah. It was
and he
like-
shoots himself in the foot.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. The raid part.
Where
How
they-
long was that entire part? That seemed like a very long scene when they raided the wrong house.
And Utah was late for that raid because he was sleeping with.
Was he banged Lori Petty
Yeah, he was Lori Petty
on the beach?
Yeah, who, you know, I'm not gonna try to judge Lori Petty with her voice and all that shit. But basically, that was his target. He's into the whole club, and he slept on the beach and woke up late for that.
And he shows up late to his own raid, and the two idiots
Yeah.
who were making fun of him from the beginning, and they're like, "You're late to your own raid."
Yeah, he's late to his own raid. He finally makes it there, and they're about to bust him, thinking that they're the dead presidents that are robbing the banks. I don't know what basis they had on that, except that they're idiots.
Exactly.
Right, they're a bunch of assholes. But they decided to raid them anyway.
And first of all right, I was talking about this too. Listen, I love this movie and all, but I have questions about it. It took Patrick Swayze and Keanu Reeves to fuck up 4 of them, and they're supposed to be this big badass gang.
Yeah, they're a badass game, but you're talking about an FBI agent and a crazy motherfucker in Bodhi who's just a nutcase. So who knows? I mean, I don't know what to tell you. You know, maybe they're just badasses with guns.
I love this movie and all. I won't lie.
Oh yeah, a lot of criticism. Look, I could criticize the movie and make fun of it that I love. I mean, 100%. I mean, you know, yeah, I'm not, you know, we expect it to be true to form.
Yeah.
So.
This is how FBI agents that were former. All right. I guess now we can get into this, right? With him being a fucking. So, all right, a well-known college quarterback, right, who's on national television all the time.
Right.
And they even know his fucking name. Once he meets Swayze's gang.
In a football game on the beach.
In a football game on the beach, like tackling each other into the fucking
water.
water.
It's more than tackling. It's just
yeah,
like hardcore,
definitely. They were like
shit.
elbowing each other.
Yeah,
and
elbowing.
Shit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, the tackle. Right.
So
they tackle people to get the tackle. It was crazy what they were doing. Stiff arms, leg sweeps. It was one of those rough kind of Karate Kid type beach games like that. It was crazy.
And all of a sudden, like, he tackles Swayze and thing, and Swayze.
But your point with the Johnny
Utah.
Utah
Who do you know who this is? This is Johnny Utah.
Yeah, they figure out who
well-known quarterback from Ohio State who got injured in the Rose Bowl or whatever the hell.
Yeah, one of the bowls. Yeah, they knew who he was, and well, he I'm assuming that he knew that before they even started the game.
All right, so this is my leading up question to that.
Right.
So, this has to be his first and last undercover job.
And I disagree with Chris on this one. I'll tell you why.
No.
Chris's philosophy is that his identity will get exposed
immediately.
Everybody's gonna know Johnny Utah is an agent. But I believe they keep that out of the media. I believe that that's all undercover. I don't think. Do you know any names of any FBI agent in anywhere? Do you know any except for James Comey, the leader? There's no soldier.
How
FBI,
is this guy gonna be able to be an FBI agent again and ever go undercover?
Because he's so popular,
and
Johnny
ever go
Utah.
undercover.
Well, he could always change his name in the future. Maybe he just kept it like. I don't know why he didn't change his name for this one actually. Why didn't he just change his name? But then they would have figured out who. Oh, you got a good point. If you went into a college football fan, they know who he is.
They didn't know his name when they were playing beach football.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Tackle into
they
the
recognized
ocean.
Him by
beach
face.
football.
Yeah.
He did not go
like,
in.
In other words, you're saying like
trying to hide his identity.
You're saying like Tom
He's
Brady.
Tony Stark.
Tom Brady could never become an FBI agent because
Tony,
he would be so noticeable.
He's Tony Stark, basically.
Everybody knows he's Iron Man. Correct. That. It's an interesting point. Yeah, you're right. Especially nowadays with facial recognition.
But then I guess we wouldn't get such a long movie if all that shit was figured out in the beginning, right?
Yeah, Johnny Utah, and that's what gave him the end. They had to use that because that's what gave him the end. They loved that he had that kamikaze look on his face.
Which Lori Petty says.
Lori Petty picked up on. She's a good profiler.
You got that kamikaze look in your eye.
You got that kamikaze look, Johnny. Bodhi sees it from a mile away.
Bodhi just loves surfing. He wants to
get the ultimate ride. It's spiritual with him. It's not just fun.
And he's going on about.
He feels the wave. He sees the wave. He owns the wave.
He's going about the storm.
He controls the wave.
He's going on about the storm too.
It's like
man.
Avatar. I see you. He sees the wave. Yeah, he sees it. He feels it. It's a spiritual thing. And you have to get part of that tribe. You have to learn their ways.
Yeah, he tells them you gotta learn their lingo.
You gotta learn their ways.
Their tribe.
Right.
And he does.
Right.
And he gets assaulted, but that's what we already. We gotta go a little bit more forward now.
But I do love the part though when Utah walked in with a surfboard. He goes, "Yes, I don't like you walking with a surfboard, and yes, I don't like the fact that you're moonlight, and yes, I don't like you." He tells him. He straight up tells them.
Straight up screaming at them the whole movie.
And meanwhile, he was doing all that on his own time, which is crazy. And he was handling his caseload. Anyway, John, whatever, C. McGinley, whatever the fuck his name is.
All right, well,
does a good job. But go ahead, fast forward. Plow ahead.
When they're scouring banks finally, when the two of them put their fucking noggins together and like, hey, why don't we wait outside a bank? Gary Busey sends him on a meatball sandwich run.
Right. They have an idea that they're gonna rob the next bank, and then freaking he sends a but
And
not
as you
just
see-
one, not one, not one,
Utah.
two. Make it two.
Give me two.
And meanwhile, fucking the whole time,
as
Pappas
Keanu-
is reading the funnies.
No, but as Keanu Reeves is friggin' ordering the sandwiches, you see the fucking car pull up and they all barrel out and go into the bank.
Pappas
and
doesn't
he-
see it then.
And he's oblivious, yes,
I
because
mean-
Pappas is reading Hagar the Horrible, whatever the hell he said.
Maybe that's why he died, because he deserved it. Because if they would have saw them go in there, they could have called for backup and ended it right there. But Pappas was reading the funnies, and then he was reading the funnies. Who laughs so hard at the funnies? And
Now you're gonna be distracted for a back. See, there's another fucking plot hole right there. He's so caught up in this fucking thing that he brought in Keanu Reeves, right? How is he gonna get so swept up in reading the funnies?
Right, when that's his buzz.
And eating meatball sandwiches.
It's almost like he didn't believe they were going to be there that day. It was weird.
How did he get swept up in that?
It was 10:30.
There's a lot of questions.
Yeah, Pappas, that's his thing. He's been going for 3 years now. Like 26, 27
Exactly.
things.
He had all the info.
And he's
for Johnny-
reading fucking Marmaduke.
He gave Johnny Utah all the info on this.
Yeah. And he's fucking reading the funnies while he sends Johnny Utah for 2 meatball sandwiches, the best you ever had. And let me tell you something about the meatball sandwiches. They give up pretty quickly. Because he goes up to the counter, orders them,
did,
they
right?
pulled up, they run in, and meanwhile, okay.
They must have had them ready,
must have ready to
not
go, yeah.
heated up.
Yeah, they meatball sandwiches. They just have meatballs there.
All right.
But yeah, they go into the bank and it becomes a high-speed chase. It becomes a whole thing, and his identity gets exposed. Well, so we're supposed to believe.
All right. Well, they also go through that awesome foot chase. You forgot that.
Well, it
awesome
started off
foot
as a car chase and ended up being a foot chase.
Yeah, where a friggin' gas station exploded. Remember? He had the.
Oh yeah, he started spraying. He went up the old car so that he wouldn't have any fingerprints, even though they were all wearing gloves. I didn't understand the point between blowing up the car.
Yeah, even though that's the other thing too. They're concerned about fingerprints while they're wearing gloves, yet they have sand all over them.
Let's worry about DNA and
But
shit.
also, they also have sand all over
And
them.
at that point,
which is
he
what
has
Gary
to know that
Busey-
they know who he is.
But I'm saying Gary Busey also was saying to Keanu Reeves before that. He's like some sort of like
Increments, secretions and shit. And
sand.
Yeah.
He's like it's like sand. It's
But
like
even
dry
at that
sand.
point, though, Bodie knows that they're being tailed by fucking. So why even burn up the car? They know who they are at this point already. Why take the time? Anyway, that's all schematics. That's
Well,
all
all right.
schematics.
They also didn't have their masks off at that point. When they pulled up
guess
and robbed the
you're
bank,
right,
they didn't have
so-
their masks out. Their
Right,
masks
that is a
were
good
on.
point. As far as Patrick
This
Swayze's
movie, actually, when you think about
as
it,
far as Patrick
yo,
Swayze's thinking, he doesn't even know that Utah knows that he is. Wait a minute, that's another thing. How does he know that Utah knows that he's the one that robbed the bank? Maybe Utah is
that's
just
what I'm saying. There's so many
a lot of
things
question
that-
marks. But anyway, it makes for a good movie. And you have to watch it like 2 or 3 times to put all the shit together. When you watch it the first time, you're like, okay, this is a great fucking movie. Okay. From the 90s, whatever. What year was this movie done?
91.
91.
Well, wait. Do you want to get into more stuff about this movie? Like, about how they have... So after that, they
With
decide...
all this criticism, I recommend it anyway. But
I do too.
You're right.
I do too.
A lot of criticism, but I recommend it, yes.
Alright, so... Patrick Swayze's gang... Spoiler! Sorry, spoiler. Patrick Swayze's gang is the president's.
Yeah, the ex-presidents, yes.
So they just after Patrick Swayze escapes. First off, Keanu Reeves should have shot. If Keanu Reeves would have shot and killed him, the movie would have been over right there.
Correct. And well, that's the whole thing. He
When
could
he
have just
escaped.
ended it. He messed up his leg on the chase, and then he had the gun pointed directly at him. And we know he's a sure shot because in training he was killing everything on the move.
He had the gun pointed at Patrick Swayze.
Oh, point blank.
While Patrick Swayze was climbing the fence.
And not only that,
He had his gun
still too. He could have got a headshot.
He had
on
his
him.
gun drawn on him while he was
Yeah,
climbing.
they
the
already
fence.
make an effort to let you know in the beginning of the movie that the guy can hit moving objects, headshots. He's a very good shot, but he decided not to shoot.
I guess it's his natural athletic ability is what they were expecting. All his
Well, he didn't shoot him for a reason after the chase. It's because he must have liked him somehow, which is, I mean, they don't really explain it. But he does lie and say he missed, which he didn't
All right,
miss.
so when they show up to his house and they take him skydiving, a great scene. The skydiving scene is a great scene. And then what happens after the skydiving scene? Right immediately to like almost a snuff film.
Right, so Lori Petty got the gag in her mouth.
And a knife to her throat.
Right. Right, and they're trying to tell Utah.
Johnny Utah is forced into a bank robbery.
Forced into a bank robbery, yeah, which also led me like I don't even know why this was even going on, but still it was good. It was a good movie. It was good, you know, the way it went down. But I was wondering about that also. But yeah, he held a hostage, and then Johnny Utah, who was the FBI agent, had to rob the bank with the ex-president, and
With
he
no
didn't have a mask
mask.
on,
He
right.
didn't get to be president, and fucking Swayze even says that to him.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Johnny. You don't get to be president.
And that bank robbery kind of goes south because somebody gets shot, and also off-duty
Someone
officer.
gets shot. Multiple people
Well,
get shot.
three innocents get shot, including the
Off-duty cop
off-duty
decides
cop,
to go
and one of the
rogue.
guys gets shot too. Oh, he dies
Yeah.
actually, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, one of the guys dies.
And Johnny Utah gets knocked out by Swayze. Swayze leaves the bank minus mask because for some reason, after all this, Swayze decides to take his
I
mask
don't remember him
off.
taking off the mask.
Yes, he took his own mask off.
Which is crazy. Because you're pretty much showing them who you are.
What?
Because let me tell you something. They didn't believe Utah for a second.
No.
So if he kept the mask on, they'd be like, Utah, you're full of fucking shit. It wasn't them. You don't know what you're talking about. But he takes the mask off, like you said. I might have to do a rewatch of the rewatch. But
Oh, we watched the last 10 minutes. So there's another skydiving scene.
Well, first of all,
Another-
no. First of all,
the two skydiving. There's like it's what, like a 5-minute break in between skydiving scenes. I mean, like maybe a 10-minute break because there's skydiving. Then there's the bank robbery. Then there's skydiving again.
Then it's skydiving again. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the second is crime fighting skydiving. Because he dives out of the plane.
Yeah, and we still don't even know how they knew they were going to be at that airport getting into a plane. I mean, how the hell did... Because you remember Pappas was supposed to take Utah in for booking, but he said, okay, let's go after these guys.
I will say he had to have filled out a lot of paperwork in this movie.
I thank God they didn't show all that. I don't want to see them filling out paperwork in a movie, but yeah.
Jeez.
They-
Especially Johnny Utah's paperwork.
You probably have like an hour's time of director's cut of filling out the paperwork, which they had to cut out.
Alright, so what are we at? 22. You wanna
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look,
Alright,
we're gonna do a
okay.
comparison with this movie, and I'm worried about the next
I will,
one. I'll be
alright.
honest with you, I'm worried
Alright.
about the next one.
wait. What do you say? I say
Oh,
thumbs up.
definitely a thumbs up. I mean, this is a movie that parents will show their 10-year-old when they turn 10 years old. You show them a few movies. Like if you have a kid, you show them like Point Break. You show them Star Wars, Indiana Jones. You know, you show your child these movies. Now, whether they like it or not, who knows?
Point Break is on the list of Star Wars.
Predator.
Indiana Jones.
Oh, you gotta show the kids Point Break when they turn 10 years old. Absolutely. And you don't show them the replay. And that's when the parents get pissed. Like, oh, Dad, I saw 2014. It's a good one.
Okay, so winding it down. Budget, box office comparison.
All right, budget. Okay, so
Comparison from budget to
I would say the budget, because there's not much of a budget. Maybe the actors are the most money. I would say the budget is under 100 million. I'm gonna say the budget was about
90, remember, it's also $91.
right, $91. But still, it's okay. So I would say 80 million. The fly season.
Budget you're talking
I'm
about?
talking about budget, only budget.
Ah,
only
man, you're way off with 80.
budget. High or low? I'm too high.
Way too high.
Really, 80 million in the 90s with all that stuff. The actors themselves got to give. You know, Patrick Swayze was a
I'll
hot
just
rod
say
back then. All right, so I'll go 60 million then.
Not even
The
close.
budget. Well, then
Not
I can
even
tell you right
close.
now
Not
that the
even
box
close.
office it made a killing then.
Just
All right, so what was it? 40 million?
Alright, I'll just
What
say
did Patrick
this right-
Swayze get
I'll
paid?
just say this right now. 24 million.
That's how much it cost to make that movie, Point Break.
Box office. Guess the box office.
But 24
And now
million
going-
to make the movie?
And now guess one of
That
the...
means Patrick Swayze got paid $2 million only. Lori Petty probably didn't even break 100,000.
And box office.
Well, I mean, if you talk about box office, I would say you're talking about 90s money, easily 100 million.
Alright, go some under. Go some...
Okay,
a
94.
little bit. backwards. A little bit backwards.
Really?
83.5.
83.5. Okay, so it more than doubled it. Actually, it kind of quadrupled it. Because only had 23 million for the 23 million to make that wonderful movie. I'll take that movie over a $200 million movie.
24 million.
24 million to make Point Break.
I mean, they had location too. There was plenty of location in that movie.
Jesus.
All right.
24 million. I don't think Gary Busey would have swallowed up 10 of that million. He was a big get back then.
Yeah. Was he like
No.
chopping up the fucking budget of production studios?
24 million and it made 83. And I gotta tell you, I don't know if I'm looking forward. Like I said this with everyone so
Yes. Yeah.
far. I mean, it's like.
God. Yeah. This is gonna be the worst.
I think it's gonna be worse. I agree.
Point Break remake. We did RoboCop
And we
remake.
also decided to do a
We did
Judge
Total
Dredd,
Recall remake. Yeah, we're gonna do Judge.
which I'm looking forward to because
two's better than one.
Yeah, I think those are pretty good movies. And well, we disagree on that. Well, I don't know. We have to watch it, but I don't know about that. We'll see. But it's not, But this next Point Break is going to be like, because the RoboCop was entertaining. The Total Recall was like, it was like eye candy, but it, didn't live up to. I want to see how they change Point Break. If you're going to do a reboot, you should do it with all the same names and the same storyline. If you're not going to do the same storyline, it's not a reboot, right? If you don't do the same storyline,
I didn't like how
because Total Recall wasn't the same storyline.
They didn't even touch Mars in Total Recall.
Yeah, a lot. They do cooking.
They stayed on Earth. They stayed on Earth the whole time.
It was ridiculous. They didn't have to call it Total Recall.
No,
and
they
Point
didn't.
Break, we're gonna see. There better be surfers involved. I
that's
can tell you that, and bank robbers at least. There better not be like some kind of fucking. What else could you say other than bank?
Skateboarders.
Yeah, a bunch of skateboarders that fucking.
Rollerbladers.
That rob.
Popsicle stands.
Mr. Softy. Fucking
Yeah, they rob ice cream trucks and popsicle stands and shit
They're looking
like
for the
that.
ultimate ice freeze.
All right, so
That's
Point
Bodie.
Break. Point
He
Break.
takes this shit with sprinkles. Point Break. I give it definitely a thumbs up. Of course, 100%.
He likes his ice cream.
And let me
He
tell you-
likes his ice cream extreme.
you want to fuck with him. He goes rainbow.
you don't put caramel on that shit. You don't want to be around you.
I give it. Let me tell you something. Not only do I give it a thumbs up, but it holds the test of time.
It does.
Right.
It does.
Even now you watch.
Even
this
though you
movie-
got questions, at least questions.
like with you have with any movie if you analyze it like we do. But yeah, But yeah, it stands the test of time. And for $23 million, they made off like a bandit.
Yeah, it did. And then imagine also the fucking VHS.
And that's another thing too,
the VHS,
right? Because the box office
rentals,
just counts
the rentals,
as movie theater,
The rentals.
right?
Yeah.
The rentals, yeah, and that was when rentals actually people would go out there and rent motherfucking movies.
Exactly.
It's about VHS.
All right. Next week is garbage at this point.
We'll see
Whatever.
how it goes. We're
Yeah.
positive today. We'll be negative tomorrow.
Whatever.
We're positive, negative. We're
Peace out. Have a good one, everybody.
have a good one.
Later.